Hey everyone, this is Jimmy from ThrivePerfection.com. Today I'm going to make my first nutrition video. Pretty much this is a nutrition 101, explaining the fundamental laws of nutrition that you need to know to reach your fitness goals this year, whether it is to lose fat or to gain muscle. Now I'm making this video to help out one of my friends who's looking to lose fat, but again I'm going to show you how to apply this law so that you can turn it around, help you gain muscle, or if your goal is to lose fat, then just follow right along. But this is how I'm going to explain it. Let's pretend we have 3 cups of water, alright? Each cup resembling something different. Fill up these cups of water. Now the first cup, gonna be glycogen, or muscle sugar. Second cup, resembling red, which is bad, is fat, which we obviously want to get rid of. And the third cup will be muscle. Muscle is a metabolically active tissue, meaning that it exists in this world to work, alright? Why do you hop on the treadmill? To work, right? So you can increase your metabolism, which will increase the total amount of calories that you spend. Now muscle, which exists in this world to work, will increase your metabolism, which in turn will increase the total amount of calories that your body will spend. So having more muscle, you just naturally burn more calories while you're sitting there watching this video, while you're sleeping, while you're at the desk at the office. It makes the whole process of staying fit a lot easier, alright? Saying that a guy of 200-pound pure muscle, 200-pound pure fat. Same weight, alright? They'll both walk a mile, same pace, same everything, except one guy's pure fat, one guy's pure muscle. Who burns more calories? If your answer was the guy with more muscle, you're correct. Because, again, muscle. To maintain the muscle, your body needs to consume a high amount of calories. Versus fat exists in this world to supply and store energy. So it makes no sense for something to store and supply energy to use calories, does it? No. So we concluded that we want to gain more muscle. So we want this cup to go up. It makes our life a whole lot easier. Because remember, it helps us burn more calories while we're sitting here, while we're sleeping, while we're driving a car, and especially while we're being active and exercising. Alright? Now, the only way to really do that is to train with resistance training, such as weightlifting, or calisthenics, such as pull-ups and push-ups, with the right intensity. And I'm going to touch upon this intensity thing a little bit more later. But let's start talking about the fat cup now. As I mentioned earlier, we obviously want to get rid of the fat, because we want to see our six-pack abs. Typical person who comes to the gym, their plan of attack to get rid of the fat, spends half an hour on the treadmill. What if I told you that the first 20 minutes you're actually burning away from this cup right here? So 20 minutes you're only burning away from glycogen or muscle sugar. Again, that's not fat. So really, you're only getting 10 minutes where you're actually burning fat. Not only that, but a lot of these people, they leave the gym and they think that they ran half an hour, so it justifies their smoothie that they're going to drink. So they fill up this cup before they even get a chance to sip away even more fat, and the smoothie probably had more calories than they spent filling up the cup even more. Complete waste of workout. Now, there is a way around this. What is this? Muscle sugar. Guess what uses muscle sugar? If your answer was muscle, then you're absolutely right. Ding! Hence why it's called muscle sugar. Your muscle uses it. So what if you lift first for half an hour to 45 minutes? Do you think this cup will still be full? The answer is no. This cup would be empty by the end of the lifting session. And then you go do cardio. Do you think you'll be burning this cup or fat? Well, this cup is already empty. When this cup is empty, what will you be burning? Fat, which is why that's why you want to do cardio after you lift. Another time that this cup be empty is after 4 hours of not eating. This cup would be pretty low or drained completely. There's always a time during the day that you go without eating for 4 hours. Can you guess when that is? If your answer is when you wake up in the morning, again, you are correct. When you wake up in the morning, assuming you got more than 4 hours sleep, a typical person gets about 6 to 8 hours of sleep. When you wake up in the morning, this cup is pretty much empty. Do you think it's a good idea to do cardio then? Yes, it's an ideal time to do cardio in the morning on empty stomach, because all you'll be doing is burning this fat right here. Now, remember, glycogen or muscle sugar. if you go to lift without filling up this cup first, do you think you're going to have any energy for your muscle to grow from the lifting session? No. You're not going to get an efficient workout. Therefore, it's a good idea to actually eat probably an hour to 2 hours before you go lift so that you can fill up this cup. Because remember, what is this? It's muscle sugar. Carbohydrates, pretty much. So, any carbohydrates will fill up this cup before you go lift, fueling your workout. Now, if you're going to the gym and let's say your only goal is to lose fat, well, I would still recommend you to try to gain some muscle. Because remember, the more muscle you have, the more calories you'll be burning while you're sitting there, while you're sleeping, while you're watching TV. But how does this apply to, let's say, your diet or how you eat on a regular basis? Well, let's say you wake up in the morning and you eat a bagel and some egg whites. Well, the bagel will fill up this cup. Now this cup is full. Now the egg white is protein, so pretty much that's just to help protect your muscle. Now, for a early morning snack, you eat an apple. Well, an apple is a carbohydrate source. And again, this cup is already full. So if you're eating more carbs, it's going to spill over to fat. Alright? And then for lunch, you have a sandwich, let's say. A turkey sandwich. Well, for the carbs, this cup is already full. So for the buns in the sandwich, again, it's going to spill over to fat. And then from there, any more carbs you eat will continue to spill over to fat unless you worked out. Start thinking of your food in terms of 3 cups of water, alright? Oh, I ate a lot of carbs this morning for breakfast. Well, you know this cup is full for sure. So, what do you eat for lunch? Something generally, an ideal meal for lunch would be something lower in carbs, unless you're going to work out right afterwards. Before I explain about HIIT or HIIT training, I need to explain that your body actually burns fat while you're at rest. Now, that's a shock to a lot of people, because a lot of people think that you're burning fat while you're on the treadmill, while you're working out. We'll go back to this. Why is that true, that your body burns fat while you're at rest? Well, it makes sense in an evolutionary standpoint. If a saber-toothed tiger walks into your room right now, or wherever you are, and your body's been burning glycogen or muscle sugar while you're at rest, do you think you have any glycogen or muscle sugar for your muscles to run away from the saber-toothed tiger? No. So over millions of years, your body has evolved to use fat while you're at rest so that it can preserve the glycogen for any situation where, a T-Rex come out of nowhere and start chasing you down. So let's say resting state while sitting, right? Your metabolism while resting is all the way down here. The reason why you hop on the treadmill is that you want to increase that resting metabolic rate up to here. So when you hop on the treadmill, your metabolism increases, so you're burning fat at this level instead of the level down here at a higher rate. But remember, your metabolism only increases for when you're on the treadmill, and then when you get off, it falls back down. Not ideal for burning fat. Now back to my whole explanation of what is HIIT training and how it works. So again, resting metabolic rate is all the way down here. During HIIT training, what you do is that you sprint for 20 seconds, and then you jog or walk for 20 seconds. That's where you eventually want to get to, alright? 20-second sprint, 20-second jog, 20-second sprint, 20-second jog, all for 20 minutes. Now we're going to come back to this 20-minute number in a second. But how it works is that you elevate your metabolism when you're sprinting. You spike it up, and then what do? You jog or you walk. During that point, what are you doing? You're resting. You're resting metabolic rate all the way up here. And what are you burning at that time? Fat, right? And then your metabolism starts to drop down again because metabolism don't need to be that high. You're not sprinting anymore. But then you sprint again for another 20 seconds, and then you stop or you jog. Burning fat. Repeat it for 20 minutes each time. Each one of these, you're burning fat. Awesome. And each one of these right here, you're burning glycogen, or the first cup. Now, this 20-minute number is important because remember, where did that 20-minute number come in from earlier? This cup, glycogen. And if you're continuing to sprint after 20 minutes, well, your body needs something other than fat to sustain the exercise. A sprint is at such a high intensity that it can't just run off of fat alone, and at that point, you'll be burning muscle. Awesome. So that's the basic behind Nutrition 101 and how you should train in terms of doing cardio and when you should lift, alright? So lift and then do cardio, or do cardio right after waking up in the morning. If you only have half an hour in the gym and you want to do cardio, then do the HIIT training. But you would want to do it with a full glycogen tank. I have a few more questions that I want to answer from my friend before I conclude this video. The first question is, what do I feel about protein drinks? Example, Muscle Milk, Odwalla. Do I use them, and do I think they're useful? I've stopped using protein shakes and protein drinks. I'm still seeing results in the gym, even though I'm not taking the protein shakes anymore, but I am eating meals high in protein. Now, a lot of people overconsume protein anyway, so they don't really need the protein shakes. But at a professional level, it does make a 3% difference in achieving your goal. So that 3% difference, again, in a professional setting, can make the difference between first and second place. So that's where I would recommend it. If you're competing, then yeah. If this is your life, then definitely, sure, that 3% will help you in the long run. But you got to do it right. And that's a whole nother thing, playing with your hormones, and something that will make this video go on for way too long. Alright, number 2. For diets, do I think fruits are a good thing or a no-no? Well, as I explained earlier, fruits are pretty much a carbohydrate source. If that first cup, the glycogen tank, is already full and you're consuming fruits still, well, it's going to overfill. That cup's already full, so it's going to just turn to fat. Third question is, how do you break down your workouts and how long do I work out? Again, that glycogen cup only lasts for about 30 to 45 minutes for when you lift. So that's how long I keep my sessions, because after that, my workout isn't efficient anymore. What is my lifting routine right now? It all really depends on your goal. I'm not going to give you my program because my goals are completely different than yours. What you're looking to do is to lose fat. So I'd recommend you to stick to a particular program that will get you to your goal and stick with it for 4 to 6 weeks. Because it takes about that long for your body to adapt to the program before you have to change and switch things up. The thing I want to mention isn't a question, but it was something that my friend said. He said that he's looking to just develop good nutrition and exercise habits right now. And that's the way to go. Very good. It's all about developing the habits. One of my favorite quotes by Jim Rohn is, first we form our habits, then our habits form us. The truest thing in the world. You can see all your fit friends going to the gym, eating healthy is a habit for them. It's second nature. They don't need to think about it, they don't need to worry about it. And that's definitely true in my life. I've been at this for the last 5 years, and essentially it became pretty much ingrained in me now. Anytime that I start losing my six-pack abs, I find that I naturally go harder in the gym, and I fix up my diet immediately, almost as if my body's telling me, no, stop eating junk food. It's pretty much just a habit for me, and my identity. That's really what you want to acquire, because after that, this fitness becomes really easy. Identify yourself with your goal. Well, that's it. I conclude my video. Hope that this helped. Any questions, just write it down in the comment section below, and I'll help answer it in my next video. As for now, peace.